1726, this boy was brought to the court of King George I. He'd been found living alone in the woods in Germany. He walked on all fours and couldn't speak any language. They assumed he'd been raised by wolves and gave him the name Peter. Now, you might think they'd stuff him in a freak show or something back then, but actually Peter was treated really well, even though he did not follow any of the court rules. He ate with his hands, refused to sleep in a bed, picked people's pockets, and never learned to say anything other than his own name. But they gave him a suit of fine clothes, and they even paid for someone to come and paint his portrait. And after a little while at court, he was sent to go and live on a farm in the country where the locals looked after him. Sometimes he wandered off and got lost, but there was a reward for bringing him home safe, so he always got back home in the end. He was still living at this farm into his 60s when he was visited by a Scottish judge. He said Peter could understand what other people were saying, but he could still only say two things: Peter and King George. It's been suggested he might have had Pitt-Hopkins syndrome, which can cause developmental delay in speech.